Hello, Internet. Would you say that you are an honest thinker? Do you think your thoughts are your own? And do you know where your thoughts even came from in the first place? Well, I don't know if I do, but I kind of want to talk about it. So we're going to do that. First, I'm going to get some Skater XL going. It's one of my favorite games to play, especially when I'm like kind of stressed. So yeah, let's get into it. So for anyone who's new to the channel, I have mental illness. That was really stupid. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm in therapy. I'm actually in two different kinds of therapy right now, and it's been really great. It's really helping me a lot. And something that I heard in therapy recently that really resonated with me in a way that is new is thoughts are options. And something about that really clicked in my brain. You know, I've heard the term like you are not your thoughts, but it's kind of hard to feel that way in the moment when you're like, but these thoughts are about me or they're about people in my life. I don't know how I feel about them. They're about situations that I'm in or could be in. It kind of feels like you are your thoughts, but something about the idea of thinking of thoughts as options really connected because people have thoughts all the time that are not their purest form of themselves, you know? Like thoughts can come from different places, I think. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video is like the thoughts that I think sometimes are not even thoughts that I thought of myself. I read it somewhere and maybe subconsciously I didn't even remember that I read it. And now it's just one of my thoughts for better or for worse, you know? Like, I don't know about this whole like social media dieting kind of thing. Like, I have a really weird relationship with social media. I lean towards not really liking it. So I'm not the best person to talk about that. But what I do know is that whatever you take in is what you become, you know, in any way in life. Like whatever is in your surroundings is going to affect you. So someone like me, I'm on TikTok a lot recently, and there's a lot of videos where it's like Karen videos or like cop watch type videos, like cop audit type videos. Um, and I get kind of angry watching these situations of people that are experiencing injustice a lot of the time with the cop stuff, or just Karen type people that are like, I see them and I'm like, this person just has trauma that is so deeply rooted and they've never addressed it that they're like reacting this way in public. You know, it's like I start to sympathize with these people, but I'm like, I don't need to be thinking about this shit. Like, I know what's going on in the world. At this point, I think most people, they know what's going on. Shit's fucked up. I don't need to be reminded all the time that shit is fucked up. But watching these videos, it puts me in this headspace where I'm like, man, shit's really fucked up. And then I start to think about other things that are fucked up in my personal life. And it's like, I don't need to be addressing that stuff in every moment. Like, I have a pretty good handle on my life. It's not going the best, but I know what to do and I know what's going on. So it's like, why am I doing this to myself? It almost feels like a form of self-harm. It really does. So then I try to think, all right, well, what are my actual thoughts then? Like if I'm getting influenced by my surroundings and what I'm ingesting, what are my real thoughts then? And then I'm like, well, what's a thought and what's a feeling? And then I'm like, well, what's the difference between a thought and a feeling? How am I even able to determine these? And there's like feelings that are emotional feelings, there's sensational feelings. Those can lead to thoughts. Thoughts can lead to feelings. How does it all work? I honestly get so wrapped up in my own mind unnecessarily instead of just like, instead of stopping analyzing and just listening. That's my biggest problem. I'm constantly in analyze mode and I'm constantly trying to get to the bottom of excuse me. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. What I have a really hard time with is just observing and just accepting the moment for what it is and just watching it happen. And I think that's all you really can do. Like, there's a lot of things that I think about constantly I have no control over. All I can really do is be aware and watch it. And I think that's what mindfulness is. You know, I'm not like I don't meditate. I don't do a lot of that stuff. And I know that I should. I've been told by my therapist and many people in my life that it would benefit me, but I don't know. Meditation is hard for me for different reasons, but mindfulness is something that is starting to make sense in my mind. And I think I just had to come at it from a different way. And I feel like I'm actually starting to get to a point where I know how I really feel and I know what my actual thoughts are and what I actually think. And I think it all comes down to mindfulness. As far as my experience so far, again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not any of these things. I'm just a person who's 31 years old, who's experienced life and has dealt with a lot of mental illness. So I feel like I have a decent perspective on what I'm talking about right now. And it all really has led me to mindfulness. So that's something I'm very grateful for realizing, because now I have a direction and I know what to focus on instead of being so worried. And it's not to say that I realize this and I'm fine now. That's definitely not the case. Like in some ways I'm actually not doing that great right now, but it's because things are coming to the surface in therapy. And having to confront those things in my personal life right away is kind of, it's not the easiest thing to deal with, but nothing I haven't dealt with in the past. So I'm just glad I have a direction. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this and kind of figure out what's going on in my head so that hopefully I can help somebody else figure out what's going on in their head. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I put out a new video every Sunday, so if you like this one, you can come back next week for a new one. I have a bunch of other ones on my channel. I'm starting to change up my format a little bit. I want to be on camera more, so you guys know like where this is all coming from, because I talk about my personal life so much that it only makes sense for me to like actually present it on here. I don't know. I still don't feel fully comfortable with it, and clearly like my set is non-existent, but at least the lighting in this video is better. Last time it was really bad, so I'm working on it. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.